Ladies and girls and everyone else, let's get straight into the brand new patch that just came live to Diablo Immortal. Let's go. So, and when I say came live, it came out on the internet. You know what I mean. So I already read this. I'm gonna try to speed through this a little bit. Although I've been getting a lot of comments that I'm talking too fast, so I apologize. I will try not to talk so fast. All right. So this new update is focused around several different items. PvP is one of them, and fishing is the other. And generally fishing, I would have been like, well, this is a flop already, but I don't think so. So I'll give you the TLDR. The update will go live for Oceania, China, East Asia on July 9th, so tomorrow. And then 2 days later for everyone else, so July 10th, well, the next day. So 2 days for us if you're playing around me or with me. See what I did there? Don't make it weird. All right, so the first one is Catch Your Reel. So basically there's going to be a new zone that we can go to, the Shimmering Tropic, that allows us to fish, and you have the chance of getting rarer items to occur, such as better loot, better fish, and treasure goblins even that pop up around you. So it seems like this is like a fisher's paradise is sort of what they're trying to say. There's also, there's different things you can get, like such as a lost jade fishing rod. I believe it is permanent and not a temporary design, which is perfect. I love that when we don't do temporary designs. But it is considered a mystical piece of unique angler gear from the days of old. Compete amongst others in the leaderboard to see who can land the biggest fish. So on top of that, there will be leaderboards. It doesn't say if there's any rewards for the leaderboards, which, you know, either way, even if there isn't, I'm fine with. I mean, it's a fun way of making fishing fun again. I would assume that they're going to introduce more fish, but I'm going to be honest, they didn't also clarify that. So I don't know if they actually are. So just what I know for sure is that we can get a new rod and that there are leaderboards. Unclear is if there will be new or different fish, and unclear if there will be rewards for the said leaderboards. So moving on, this is a new PvP, Fight Valiantly in the Bout of Realms. So essentially this is going to be Diablo Immortal's first potential, and dare I say beginning, of an esport? Question mark? I don't know. So essentially, there's 3 different stages of this. So there is the registration, the prelims, and the finals. So from July 10th to July 15th, so 2 days from now on Wednesday, basically when the patch goes live, you'll have the ability of registering 4 players in your party, and you are locked in those 4 players. So you have 5 days to determine what 3 other players you want to play with, and then you basically register your team to be part of this PvP duel thing, if you will. Now, from July 15th to the 22nd, there will be at 9:30 a.m. there will be 6 matches. So it was there for essentially 7 days, but that you can do 6 matches. So I guess it gives you a day off if you need to pick a day. But they have it at 9:30 p.m. local server time. And you basically you have to compete in 6 matches. I don't know if it's 4v4 or if it's like a battle royale. That has not been clarified. But you do get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a loss, and 0 points for a forfeit. So basically, just don't quit. Don't be a quitter. Nobody likes quitters. But anyway, so and then basically whoever gets the most points by the end of those 6 games in terms of teams, the top 16 get to move on. And then from July 22nd to the 31st, the finals will see the top 16 teams, and you will participate in that. Teams that qualify for the finals, just qualifying for the finals. This is what I thought was actually really interesting. This is only for qualifying, okay? You get to earn the Igneous Nimbus Aura cosmetic, which is the little circle thing that hovers around you. We've had in several different either cosmetics or events. And then the top 4 finalists earn a Champion's Fire Killstreak visual effect, which can be wielded for 30 days. So yeah, the top 4 get something that they can only flex for 30 days, but just qualifying in the top 16, which is cross server, it looks like, across servers. Finals will see 16 teams across servers. Okay, yeah. And then so you do get this Igneous Nimbus cosmetic, which is cool. It doesn't sound like this one's 30 days. It sounds like only, well, it's a comma, not a period. So maybe both of these are for 30 days. Unclear. When I first read this, I thought that the first one here was going to be permanent because I thought there was a period, and there's definitely not. So this could read that all of it is 30 days only, which, again, guys, I don't like it. I can't vocalize it enough. I know that a lot of you agree with me and had the same sentiment that the 30-day flaunting of material prowess is not ideal, and it's very frustrating, actually. I think that make this a quarterly thing, or heck, even a yearly thing, if we really need to, if we're that concerned about it, and then just change the color of whatever they're giving us, and that way you still can flex at what season it was. Make it like a little emote, right, where you, I don't know, you hit something and it goes like season 1, top 4 or whatever. Like that would be really cool. Other games do something similar, and I think that Diablo Immortal could totally lean into that. But again, I could die on that sword, but we'll move on. But those of you who win, okay, so who actually become the champions, you get everything previously stated and 10 legendary crests. So if you win, you get one run, one full 10 crest run. Honestly, just for qualifying, felt like there were better rewards than the top 4 and for winning. So whatever, that's just me. If anything, I would probably invert all of this. Like for qualifying, you get 10 crest, and then if you make it to the top 4, you get a 30-day fire kill streak, and then if you win it, you get the Nimbus permanently. Like that's what I would do. I would just flip all of them in reverse and do it that way. But moving on. So seek legendary gems with a priority drop rate. So this is not the same thing that China got. Those of you that have watched other content creators, i.e. Echo, covered it on his channel, talked about how China had a, like, whatever it's called, the double gem event where you put your gems in, you get 2 of whatever you get. So this is different. So now you get to pick 8 of your choice legendary 5-star gems. And then if you get a 5-star legendary gem drop, it is a 50% chance of being one of those 8. So lots of RNG there. Again, it's ideal. This will go on from July 10th to the 31st, though, so it is a decent amount of time. It doesn't say if you're only allowed to do it a certain amount of time, so I think it'll truly be for the, over half of a month there, math. So that's nice. We'll see how that works out. I think it's better than nothing, so I don't hate it. It's a lot of RNG. So you pick 8, and then, and only then, if you get a legendary drop, is a 50% chance it's one of those 8. So at least you pick all 8 gems that you're utilizing or would like to utilize, and then you're basically guaranteed once you get the 50% drop to get it. I get it. Moving on, this is just a reminder to claim your fabled Frostmore portal from July 11th to the 26th. If you make an in-game purchase, you can receive this. So those of you who want to min-max your purchasing, or minimizing your purchasing really, just wait to buy your battle pass until the 11th, and then you'll be in good shape, and you'll be able to get this cosmetic because you bought your battle pass. Returning events, Survivor's Bane. Now, I'm not going to read through all of this, guys. I don't want to make this video much longer than it needs to be. These are all returning events, but there are other content I want to cover in this one. So all the normal ones, the dates are in there. No major changes either to any of these events. Now, the featured update. So Battleground Season 3 is upon us. The new Battleground season will begin on July 10th, so right when the server resets, or well, when this update goes into effect, and ends on August 12th. The rules of engagement will remain the same as last season. Go forth and best of luck to all adventurers. Now, I didn't think anything of this sentence, but it actually is relevant later on in these patch notes. So keep that in mind, that the rules of engagement will remain the same. We're going to talk about class balancing in a separate video. It's not a lot, but I do think I want to expand on it a little bit. So Heliquary Boss Matchmaking changes. So the quick match function of wait, did I skip one? No, I didn't. Okay. The quick match basically is going to be more efficient. So it should allow it to be, it will expand it to be supporting cross servers. So you can basically match for Heliquary bosses a lot easier. Developers note, these changes should make it easier to receive weekly Heliquary rewards and clear out bosses to unlock the later tiers in Hell and Inferno difficulties. So new search options for Essence Heritage. This is super exciting. So basically what this means, the TLDR of this one, is basically saying that you can filter the type of skill that you want to have shown in your essences. So you can filter, I want to see all essences that buff Vortex. And then all essences that have the ability of buffing Vortex will be shown. So those of us that are trying out different builds, and you're like, oh man, okay, I have they're on chest. I have this chest piece left, but I don't have anything that buffs Rolling Surf. Let me see if there's any chest piece that buffs Rolling Surf. Now, a lot of this, if you play the game a lot, will just be able to come to this conclusion and realization based off memory. But for new players, or if you're bouncing around to different classes, this is actually a huge quality of life change. And my favorite part is that we recommended this when we were there in California, and they were like, yeah, that makes sense. So, boom. thank you, Blizzard, for listening. All of the creators that were actually at the playtest for the Tempest brought this up because when we were playtesting the Tempest, it was very difficult for us in such a crunch amount of time to remember all the different skills and essences that we had used and what they were buffing. So like I had a piece of paper that I had literally like a notebook that I had gone through like 5 pages of just notes trying to like write down. Okay, well this one buffs Vortex, so I'm using the headpiece for this, shoulders, legs, blah blah blah. So this was a really nice quality of life, and it came up in that conversation. So it's really cool and exciting, at least in my opinion, that this has now come to the game, A, so quickly, and B, in general. So I think this is be great, especially for people that want to test new builds. I know a lot of people there's really 2 types of people. Like either you love meta builds, you just want to use meta builds the whole time in PvP, or you want to play around and make your own builds, and this is awesome for that. So moving on, rune system changes, which is kind of not changing. When you successfully socket or remove an item, basically a quick summary like this will pop up, so you will increase your damage, and you can see that the NIE is active. But that's it. That's the only change. No increase to drop rates as of yet. Abyssal Verge changes when playing the Abyssal Verge. We've increased how far the Terror Incarnate will chase you. The overall health has also been decreased. I didn't think it needed to be decreased, honestly. Like I had no problem beating it every time I did it, but maybe others did not have that same luxury. The castle changes, so if you fail to escape the castle and lose the final rewards, you will no longer lose any legendary items that you picked up during the game mode. I didn't know that you did. I literally have not done this yet. I think it is not my favorite type of game mode, just running away and not fighting and just fighting chests. Like I'd rather do this one where I'm killing, seeing how many things I can kill in a time span while moving throughout the map. This one just is not for me. But I think that's also why they introduced both of them, because it gives you the choice. So maybe you have a less powerful build and you don't want to fight a bunch of people, or the boss truly was too hard before they nerfed the health on it. Now you don't have to fight anything, you just run around and collect chests. So I get it, like there is something in there for everyone. But there's also some UI improvements. Okay, so there's that. Familiar optimizations. Familiar now pick up items more quickly. Who's a good dust prowler? Side quest changes when you have items needed for a side quest that require items to be selected instead of needing to select them manually. They will be automatically selected. So several of the side quests or bounties even require you to like turn something in, and instead of having to like go to your bag and then open it and then scroll down and look for it and click on each one, it'll just automatically populate. Mwah. Great quality of life change. I love that. New blacksmith in the Court of Whispers. So a new blacksmith has been added to the Court of Whispers, where you'll be able to salvage materials and perform all types of smitheries. Not to be concerned with mitheries. Increase stash inventory. So they're not necessarily increasing the stash inventory, they're changing the stash inventory. So the purification shards can now be stacked in 999, which is great because I have like 3 rows of these guys. And then the spirit essences has also been increased to 9,999. The shadow weekly goal update. So after you've completed your weekly shadow goals, a new set of shadow weekly goals will appear on Monday at 3 a.m. server time. There will now also be 3 shadow weeklies available at any given time. So there's that. Region-specific game changes. Now, I mentioned previously that the rules of engagement were staying the same for everyone else. Battleground Season 3, the rules of engagement have changed for this season for Battlegrounds. In Tower War, so only in Tower War, all players' health and damage will no longer have additional changes, matching other PvE game modes. Additionally, all players will receive an additional 25% damage reduction in the tower. This is only for the tower mode and only for Chinese servers, so just FYI there, and then there's patch notes. So if you want to see the nerfs and buffs, i.e. nerfs, that are happening to all the classes, make sure you tune in, hit subscribe, and that will be tomorrow's video. In the meantime, I'm actually quite excited about I don't want to say a chill update, but it seems kind of chill. Like we can just fish and have a good time. I'm actually a fan of this. I don't think every update has to be uber intense with like super sweaty mechanics. But those of you that do want to be super sweaty, there is the new PvP game mode that is essentially esports style prelims and finals and all that. So I think both things are good. It provides things for all players, and ultimately I look forward to it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Until next time, I hope to see you in a video soon. Bye.